When the supply chain finally stutters and grocery stores don't completely empty but quietly become unaffordable, the only people eating normally won't be the ones with more money. They'll be the ones who planted the right food months earlier. Not decorative crops, not trendy superfoods, and not things that look good on social media. The 8 crops that matter are the ones that grow fast, produce serious calories, store without electricity, and most importantly, regenerate themselves so you're never forced back into the system just to eat again. If you're watching this, you already feel it. Prices don't spike randomly. Shelves don't thin out overnight by accident, and systems don't stay efficient forever. This isn't about panic or predictions, it's about positioning. Because by the time this becomes obvious to everyone, seed companies won't be out of stock for a week, they'll be backordered for entire seasons. And while most people are starting from zero, the ones who planted earlier will already be harvesting from seeds they saved themselves. These 8 crops aren't chosen because they're exciting, they're chosen because they survive reality. They grow in common climates, tolerate mistakes, produce dense nutrition, preserve without technology, and don't require constant outside inputs. They're the food equivalent of owning real assets instead of paper promises. Let's start with number 8. Number 8. Zucchini, the crop that refuses to quit. Zucchini looks ordinary, which is exactly why most people underestimate it. One healthy plant can produce 30 to 50 pounds of food in a single season, and unlike fragile crops, zucchini doesn't need perfect care. It grows aggressively, almost stubbornly. When food scarcity hits, your problem won't be whether it grows. Your problem will be deciding what to do with the surplus.
Most beginners plant zucchini flat in the ground and wonder why it rots or struggles. Here's the adjustment that changes everything. Create a small mound of soil, about a foot high and 3 feet wide. Plant the seeds at the top. Zucchini hates sitting in wet roots, and that simple mound improves drainage enough to double your success rate without adding fertilizer or chemicals. What people also get wrong is harvesting. Grocery stores trained us to think zucchini should be small and tender. Those are immature fruits. If you want long-term storage and viable seeds, you let zucchini grow massive, full maturity, arm length or bigger. At that stage, the flesh stays usable, but more importantly, the seeds inside fully develop. A mature zucchini can be stored whole for 5 to 6 months in a cool, dry place. No refrigeration, no canning, no electricity. When you're ready, cut it open, scoop the seeds, rinse them, dry them for a week, and store them. Those seeds stay viable for years. And the bonus most people miss is that zucchini seeds themselves are edible. Roasted, they provide magnesium, zinc, iron, and healthy fats, free nutrition from something you were already growing. Why it's on the list is simple. Zucchini grows in 60 days, tolerates neglect, produces absurd amounts of food, stores without power, and creates its own future supply. It's not exciting, it's reliable, and reliability is what matters when systems wobble. But speed alone isn't enough. The next crop exists for one reason: winter. Number 7. Spaghetti squash, the bunker crop. Spaghetti squash is built for the months when nothing else grows. One plant produces 5 to 8 squash, each weighing several pounds. But the real value isn't the harvest, it's the storage. Properly cured and kept cool, spaghetti squash lasts 6 to 8 months without any preservation. You harvest in early fall and eat fresh food in spring.
Growing it looks similar to zucchini, but here's the space advantage most people miss. Spaghetti squash climbs. Train it vertically on a trellis, a fence, and suddenly you're growing winter calories in a fraction of the space. One plant, 2 square feet of soil, months of food. The flavor isn't the point. It's intentionally neutral. It absorbs whatever you add to it: beans, oil, meat, salt. In a constrained food environment, versatility matters more than taste. Seed saving is effortless. One squash contains dozens of seeds. Dry them properly and you're set for multiple seasons. And again, those seeds double as food. Roasted squash seeds are rich in minerals and fats, things that disappear quickly when diets narrow. Why it's on the list is because it bridges time. When fresh produce ends and stored food begins, spaghetti squash keeps you eating normally. No electricity, no processing, just delayed abundance. Next comes the crop that every civilization depended on for survival. Number 6, potatoes, the calorie engine. Potatoes are misunderstood because they're common, but there's a reason societies survived winters on them. 1 pound of potatoes delivers roughly 350 calories, mostly carbohydrates. That matters when physical work increases and fuel becomes non-negotiable. Potatoes grow in poor soil, tolerate cold, and store for months in a dark, cool place. But space efficiency is where most people fail. Traditional beds work if you have land. If you don't, you stack vertically. Potato towers change the math. A simple cylinder of wire filled gradually with soil as the plant grows can produce 80 to 150 potatoes in a footprint smaller than a dining table. No special tools, no chemicals, just gravity and patience. Seed saving is automatic. Potatoes reproduce from themselves. Store a few small ones. Plant them next season. Each eye becomes a new plant. Infinite replication. Why it's on the list is pure survival math. Calories per square foot. When energy becomes the limiting factor, potatoes win. They don't replace everything else. They support it. But calories alone don't keep a body functioning. Number 5, beans, the protein backbone. Without protein, your body slowly breaks down. Muscle, immunity, repair. Beans solve that problem cheaply and efficiently. Dry beans are 15 to 20% protein by weight and store for years. Climbing varieties matter. Pole beans grow vertically, producing massive yields in small spaces. One trellis can produce 20 pounds of dry beans in a season. The beans you eat are the seeds you plant. No separation between consumption and reproduction. Harvest when pods dry fully. Shell them, store them, eat them, replant them. That loop never breaks. Why it's on the list is because protein is not optional. Beans provide it without animals, refrigeration, or supply chains. The next crop fills the gap people don't notice until it's missing. Number 4, winter squash, the nutrient stabilizer. Butternut and acorn squash deliver calories, fiber, potassium, and vitamin A. When diets simplify, micronutrient deficiencies creep in quietly. Winter squash prevents that. Like other squash, it climbs, stores for months, and regenerates from saved seeds. One plant produces multiple squash. Each squash feeds you and funds next year's harvest. Why it's on the list is balance, calories plus vitamins, storage plus regeneration. Next comes the crop most people grow wrong. Number 3, tomatoes, the overlooked survival crop. Tomatoes aren't just fresh food. Paste varieties produce dense harvests that can be dried, fermented, or stored as sauce. They supply vitamin C and acidity, both critical when diets become starch-heavy. Seed saving takes minutes. Ferment, rinse, dry. Years of viability. Why it's on the list is adaptability. Few crops offer so many preservation paths. Now the controversial one. Number 2, sunflowers, the fat source. Most gardens lack fat. Sunflowers fix that. 1 pound of seeds delivers over 2,000 calories, protein, and essential fats. Oilseed varieties are food, not decoration. They grow easily, store well, and reproduce themselves. Fat matters for energy absorption, hormone function, and long-term stamina. Why it's on the list is density. When food volume matters less than nutrition, sunflowers outperform. And finally, the crop that ties the system together. Number 1, peas, the regenerative anchor. Peas feed you and your soil. As nitrogen fixers, they improve future harvests without fertilizer. They grow early, tolerate cold, and produce protein quickly. They climb, they regenerate, they improve everything planted after them. Why it's on the list is sustainability, not just food, but continuity. 8 crops, that's it. You don't need complexity, you need resilience. Corn didn't make the list, not because it's useless, but because it demands space. In small systems, efficiency wins. The time to plant isn't when shelves empty, it's when everything still looks normal. Seeds are cheap, knowledge is free, time is the real cost. Preparing early isn't panic, it's calm math. What would you add to your survival garden? And if you're serious about food security, stay here. This channel is about preparing smart, not reacting late.